So if you're feeling a little bit of uncertainty these days, you're not alone. It's normal to feel the sense of ambiguity that we're all might be experiencing at the moment. And this is what we're going to be talking about in this episode of Learn with Bessern. So we're continuing with our REWAC model that we've developed, which stands for resilience, embracing change, well-being, ambiguity, and curiosity. So Ivan, talk to us a little bit about ambiguity.
Elena, I cannot avoid to touch a little bit of basics of psychology. So there is this famous pyramid of needs that was developed by Abraham Maslow. Once upon a time, he's kind of the father of modern positive psychology, and we owe him a lot of good theories. And the pyramid of needs, in fact, explains what drives actions from human beings. So, and we have in the pyramid certain actions that are pretty basic, like fulfilling our needs to eat, to survive, to feel protected. Then we have certain actions that are more towards our psychological needs to feel recognized. And at the top of the pyramid, we have something called the self-fulfillment needs. In fact, to Maslow, this self-fulfillment needs or self-actualization is the ability to become the best version of ourselves. Maslow stated that this tendency might be phrased as the desire to become more and more of what we are, to become everything that one is capable of becoming. And it's something that is quite relevant nowadays. So part of the story about self-actualization is that people needs to embrace the unknown and the ambiguity. That they don't feel threatened or afraid of the situation. They accept it, they're comfortable with it, and are often attracted, drawn to it, and then do not cling to the familiar. And this is quite important, in fact, in order to drive this sense of accepting ambiguity. I want to quote one of my favorite scientists, Albert Einstein. So the most beautiful things that we can experience are the mysterious.
And I really see this as an opportunity to just look at things differently in general with with whatever challenges we might be facing. It's like you can see this fresh perspective, and maybe it's a chance to even start over. And I think we don't need to dwell on what has happened or the effects of it, perhaps, because it kind of just paralyzes you to stay in the same place whenever you're dealing with uncertainties. But I think it's just looking at how can we create the future we want, and this could be the best time to take these transformative measures. So a few ways that you can actually use ambiguity to work for you is by doing the following. So here's a couple of things. Number one, you can explore potential alternative outcomes of whatever situation you're facing. You can also be very clear with yourself about what is true and what is an assumption or fear-induced thought. Because with everything that's happening and a lot of negativity in the air, a lot of the things that are surround us are negative, but they're not necessarily true. So I think it's just looking from things from a new perspective. It's also about embracing risk taking and trying new things. So this is a time perhaps for many to start over. It's also about engaging with specific people and exchanging different perspectives, understanding what that your situation might actually be better than some others, right? So it's just having that perspective is very important. And finally, it's also embracing that growth mindset. So again, looking at challenges and uncertainty as opportunities of it's unknown, but also it's very exciting because it is unknown. So you can almost mold whatever you wish for yourself moving forward. And then you can use that energy to innovate, engage in creative activities, and just come up with new things to implement moving forward.
It seems so important, in fact, this dimension of self-actualization and the fact that it's driven by the fact of embracing ambiguity, because it is finally what elevates the human being to the biggest possible way that we can be.